Oh, my lovelies, it is time at last for our last episode of Wytchwood. The Wolf in the Village. The real end of an era. Right, I believe the nervous gentleman up here won't let me in. I'll show them.
Dag nabbit, what do they mean too young for the tavern? I'm plenty big enough to go in there.
Hello there, child. What are you so perplexed about?
Child? I'm no child, I'm a fierce, full-muscled man.
He puffs out his tiny chest proudly. Oh? That must explain the little patches of fuzz on your chin there. His cheeks flush red in embarrassment as he tries to reassert his dominant facade.
Hey, it's rude to stare. Anyway, I just shaved. I knew I should have let my beard grow out more. That crotchety old barkeep says I look too young to go into the tavern.
What business do you have in a dank place like that? A lad like you shouldn't be wasting his allowance on ale.
I'm not wasting my... I don't get an allowance. I'm a brave hunter. Or at least I will be as soon as I catch my first quarry.
And what exactly are you hunting?
Only the biggest, baddest beast of them all. The wolf. Do you know how many houses he's blown down? Not to mention all the missing maidens.
Missing maidens, you say?
Everyone knows that treacherous dog has a sweet tooth for pretty damsels. He lures them out to the dark woods so he can gobble them up. The town guard's too scared to help, so it's up to me to put a stop to his terror. And he's inside that tavern. Right now!
A shame there's no minors allowed. Let me have a look at this feral fellow and see if he's as bad as you claim.
Well, I guess I'll just post about here till he comes out. Then I'll give him a taste of my blunderbuss.
New chapter. The Wolf. The thirsty It's the building our gargoyle buddy's on! Oh, and my. He's pestering Little Red Riding Hood. Her eyes are a silent entreaty for help. You find the wolf looming over a frightened-looking barmaid.
Come on, Red. Why don't you join me for a midnight snack?
I already told you I can't. I've got work to do.
I'm sure your boss won't mind one bite. I mean bit. Don't make me beg now.
Please, I really have to get back to work.
But you're just so delectable. A real feast for the eyes.
You accidentally tread on the wolf's tail. Oh, excuse me, sir. He jumps up with a yelp and spins to face you angrily.
Yow! Watch where you're stepping, you old hag!
Terribly sorry, I couldn't tell you apart from the dirty rug on the floor. He bares his fangs at you menacingly.
What did you say to me?
While the wolf is distracted, the young maiden slips away and disappears into the gloom of the tavern.
Oh, look what you've done! Where'd she go?
He shoves his way past you to go prowling around the bar. The huntsman's tale rings true. I better find where that barmaid got to before she becomes dinner. He's a biggin', isn't he? Don't mind if I do. Can always use jars of water or otherwise. You see the maid's red hood poking out from behind a wooden barrel. Oh, it's just you. Thanks for helping me out back there. It was getting a little cramped. It's hard enough serving meat all day, but to have to deal with that slavering wolf too? He does seem like the relentless type. Are you all right? Just a bit rattled. I was ready to smash a tray over his snout if he got any closer, but I'm sure that would have landed me in hot water with the boss. The wolf's turning over every table and bar stool trying to sniff you out. Great, I guess I'll just hide back here in a reorganize the storeroom or something. I admire your sense of self-preservation, but maybe there's a more permanent solution to this problem. I know a young huntsman looking to prove himself. Perhaps we can lure the wolf outside and deal with him there. Sure, but how? You can count me out as bait, because I am done being dog food. I doubt that Mutt can see very well in this dingy place. I might be able to fashion a convincing enough likeness to trick him. You eye a nearby coat rack. That ought to make a good starting place. Well, whatever you're gonna do it fast. I'm losing out on tips. Alright, let's look and see what we need to do here. Toward a likeness, this old coat rack ought to serve as a solid frame. You won't need much to fold the wolf, but the enchantment will take a special touch. Right, I need a key to my heart, a sewing kit, and a protective talisman. What do we have the accoutrement to make now? Looks like we're gonna have quite a list. I need a dog hair for wicker work we have. What do I need for the magic paste? I need... Alright, so we're going to definitely need to go to the fields. And I can just make that. So I can just make that. So we have the soporific treat. Is there a dog in the fields? I don't remember. Maybe there's a dog up here in the market. I think there's one over by the entrance to the village. We'll take a peek in a second. But that gets us the dog hair. And then what else do we need? Alright, so we'll try to get the dog hair on the way to the fields if we can. What else did we need? Need a key to my heart and a sewing kit. Okay, we're gonna need a skeeter snoot, which means we're gonna need a couple smoke pellets. Then the key to my heart, we need a skeleton key. So we're gonna need another spirit salt to get ahead. I think that was all we were gonna need for a skeleton key. Yes, we have everything else we need for a skeleton key. And we need the potion, which means we need a dryad heart. Oh, we're gonna be running around for a minute all over the place. So let's start sensibly. We need dog hair and we need milk. So we'll start with that. Our gargoyle buddy, we found you. Now, if I am remembering correctly, I think down... Is this to the... Okay, that's to the forest. Is there a dog? We're in the village and not the market. I don't think there's a dog in the fields. I don't believe there is a dog in the village. But I do believe there is a dog, or more than one, in the market. So we'll pop up to the market, get the dog hair. I believe you can go directly from the market to the fields for the milk. I think there is a dog down here. Hi, kitties. Could have sworn there was a doggo this way. Worst case, we can get the dog hair in the graveyard while we're getting the skeleton head. Where does this go? To the docks. Let's go to the docks to see what we need to get that potion. I probably should have sat down and made a list for each region we need to go to, but too late now. Where is one of those deep ones, I think they're called? There we go. Tidal tincture. That's the thing we need. We need skipper snails, we need a soothing rune, and we need a weird water. We are out of cobblestones. So we need a whole bunch of cobblestones. Alright, and a soporific potion. We can make the soporific potion. That is handy. Weird water. We need bug ichor for. Alright. It is time to make that list. Hold, please. The full list. We need to go to the swamp for 2 bug ichor and a skeeter snoot. We need to go to the graveyard for the skull and for the dog hair. We need to go to the fields for the jar of milk. We need 3 cobblestones from the village. We need the dryad heart from the forest. And while we're on the docks, we need 2 skipper snails and 4 barnacles. So let's get started. 1, 2. Keep an eye out for skippers. I think we already have a crab pot. Might get lucky and have 2 skipper scales from the crab pot. Come on. Perfect. And a little skipper meat. So we'll cross that off the list. We just need 2 more barnacles. 1 and 2. Ooh, and extra. So that is everybody we need from the docks. I think the sensible next step would be the village for cobblestones into the graveyard, which I think is all the way over this way. Hi, fish lady. That cobblestone isn't worth it. We'll see others. Let's grab cobblestones first, and then we'll head into the graveyard, and then we'll jump from there to either the swamp or the field. One cobblestone. 2 cobblestones. Move. No, that's my rose. Jerk. Alright, that's 3 cobblestones from the village. I think that's the first part of one of the recipes we need. Okay, we just added 2 snag vines to the swamp. And we now need to get that before we can go to the graveyard. Fortunately, we are right by the passage down. While we're in here, let's trade out a smoke pellets for the treat. Oh, we're gonna need to make some bait sticks. Hopefully we have everything we need for the... Oh, we have a bait stick! Let's make a second, just in case, because we do need ichor. But first... let's see if we can lure one of these skeeters to the other. Marvelous. Thank you for your service. Did we get both bug ichor? Did that give us the bug ichor we needed? I don't even remember what we needed the bug ichor for. But we got the 2 bug ichor and the skeeter snoot. Oh, everything's coming up. Everything's coming up, Granny. I think we just grabbed the snag vines as we went by. But let's grab a couple more if they're about, just in casesies. Alright, and that is everything we need from the swamp. Then make the spirit salts so we can head to the graveyard and get the skull and the dog hair. This may not take as long as I was afraid of, which is all to the good. I saw that list and I was scared. Oh, you're gonna have a 3-hour episode. Which I'm not averse to a finale running long, but that's a touch excessive. Hello, Skull Boys. Thank you for your service. We'll give a good boy a treat. Who's a good boy? You are. Okay. Then I think that means that we can make this. So let's make the skeleton key. Next to the forest for a dryad heart. I believe we can make the sewing kit though. Let's do that before we do a forget. Oh, we need more wicker work. Or no, we need more vines. Well, we can get the vines in the forest with the dryad heart. We need the fire source, which we have everything we need for that. Oh, I thought we were done setting dryads on fire. I don't like setting them on fire if I can avoid it. They're just trying to live their lives. Where is your heart? Did I pick it up and not see? There it is. I got it. Poor dryad. I think that was the only thing we needed in the forest, so let's go grab that milk from the fields. I don't even remember what we needed the milk for. I just know we got it somewhere in the recipes. Oh, first we have to go get vines for the sewing kit. Hey there, minstrel. I think that's enough. Okay, we have the sewing kit. We need the milk for the magic paste. Oh, the bird just pecking along on the magic path like it's solid ground. I don't care, I'm a bird. Do I still have a jar? I do have a jar. Let's go fill my jar with milk. Hello, cow friend. And I believe that lets us make the magic paste, which was the last ingredient we needed for the protective talisman. Now we need to use the tablet to subdue a deep one, to make that potion, to make the other potion, to make the key to the heart. To the docks. Alright, I believe the deep one was in this direction. Hello! I beg your pardon? Where did he go? There he is. We need to make the tidal tincture that we needed the tablet for. Oh, I hope we have all the ingredients we need. That was what we needed the bug ichor for. I gotcha. There we are. Well, I feel a little bit foolish. But that is all right. I'm only human, as far as you know. Okay, and I think we can finally head back to the pub. That was an adventure. Don't mind me, Wolf. I'm just doing a nonsense. You won't need much to fool the wolf, but the enchantment will take a special touch. You tap the key and hear a lovely tone. This will power the puppet's heart and give it a romantic allure. You take stock of the bits and bobs needed for sewing together a convincing physique. There should be enough spare rags in the storeroom for ample stuffing. If this is to survive an attempt on the wolf, it will need all of the magical assistance it can get. You place the last stitch against the mannequin's doll-like smile. Its plump head hangs against the coat rack, no livelier than a reed in the wind. Are you sure this'll work? I know the wolf doesn't have the keenest eyes, but he's no fool either. You grin underneath your cauldron and extend a gnarled finger towards the red hood hanging on the coat rack. It'll work just fine, my dear. A hound relies on his sense of smell more than anything else. This spare cloak of yours will complete the illusion. You throw a hood over the puppet's form and utter a dark curse beneath your breath. A great tremor passes through the building, shaking its foundation and making the lights flicker. An eerie light fills the room, illuminating the puppet's body. Its head cocks ever so slightly to hold you in an unsettling gaze. It's alive! A masterful automaton. Take the puppet. I better deploy this puppet out of the wolf's sight. This back room should do fine. Then I'll simply walk it over to that salivating carnivore and strike up a conversation. I love how it moves. You guide the puppet on its invisible strings and bump it into the wolf.
Well, 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 look who's come back. I knew you couldn't hide from me forever.
You contort the puppet in a flirtatious twist and blow a kiss from the doll's stitched lips.
What do you say you and me get out of this stinking tavern, eh? I'll take you up to my place. Let you simmer in the, moonlight.
You do your best to make the puppet flutter its eyelashes seductively, but the lids get stuck halfway. Thankfully, the wolf is paying too much attention to his hunger to notice.
Don't be shy now. I'll show you the night of your life. It'll be a real treat, I promise.
The wolf caresses the doll's burlap cheek with a clawed finger, grinning from ear to ear. The puppet returns his affection with a vacant, button-eyed stare.
I've just got to get a few things prepared. Meet me at my cabin in the Darkwood, just north of the swamp. It's a very dangerous road, so don't think of running off. But don't worry, I'll be watching you every step of the way. You know, to make sure you're safe.
He licks his chops enthusiastically. Lashing his bushy tail back and forth, the wolf struts out of the tavern as if he'd won 1,000 gold coins. You pilot the doll back to the storeroom and it collapses into a bundle at your feet, ready for its next assignment. You did it! That wolf is finally out of my hair! Thank you so much. Maybe now I can finally get some work done around here. But I didn't hear a gunshot from our brave huntsman. I'd best go see if his ambush went awry. Take care, my dear. Don't let the dogs keep you down. Thanks, I just need to tidy up. Oh, let's see what this idiot did. Who does that parkeeper think he is? The young hunter is practically shaking in his boots when you find him outside the tavern. I couldn't do it. I brought that wolf right to you and you chickened out? What kind of hunter are you? Did you see him? He's huge and hairy. He gave one look at my little blunderbuss and howled with laughter. How am I ever supposed to scratch that monster with this puny pop gun? Sounds like you need some better ammo. As I recall, wolves have a particular distaste for silver.
By Abraham's beard, you're right. What I need is a silver bullet.
It'll take some cooking, but it can be done. Let's see.
We have all of the reagents.
We need an alchemical alloy, we need a melting pot, and we need a moonlight globe. So, another list. Because I apparently cannot recall as easily as usual what all I need, and we keep getting these big lists. So we need silver fox fur from the mountain, which means we'll need to make a frozen treat. Do we have what we need for that? We need frostling snow, but I think we can just make the soporific treat with what we have. Oh, we need... Oh, just barely. Okay, I think that's... Oh, we need a puzzle box. So we need 2 changeling roots from the field or the forest, depending on what else we need. But other than that, we have everything we need for the puzzle box. That gets us the alchemical alloy. Let's see, what do we need for the melting pot? We need 2 red feathers. So we'll need 2 snap traps, which we can make with supplies we have. We need fireflies. So it looks like we're headed for the forest rather than the field. And we have plenty of chili peppers. The red birds are in the mountain. And that will get us the melting pot and the moonlight globe. We need a glitter bomb and one of those moonlight tier. We need a jar. There's the glitter bomb. We need a totemic moon drop, which are found in the swamp. We need 1 thing from the swamp, 2 things from the forest, and 3 things from the mountain. Oh, right! Now I remember. Use a snag vine on a totemic. That's how you get a totemic moon drop. Alright, let's do this. Okay, there's that. Let's head to the forest. Can never have too many sticks. Honestly, can never have too many anything in this game. There's one. Let's get fireflies and fairies and frogs. Okay, I don't see another changeling root, so let's step away and see if we can get that to respawn. Oh, if not, we'll go to the field. Fortunately, everything is close. Did anything respawn? Alas, no. It was worth a shot. Let's head to the field then. Can't help feeling like I'm forgetting another place that has changeling roots in here, but I feel like it's guarded by goblins or a wolf. And the vegetal farmer is right there. So this shall be easy enough. I find myself wondering if their babies stay rooted until they're older, and if they get their primary food from rooting, then they would have to reach their full growth before they could detach.
all of toddlerhood and childhood and teenagerhood. All of it just rooted to the earth, literally. We will start with that because that is the closest, I think. Are you guys snap trappy? Yes, perfect. I meant to throw you a treat. All right. Now the snap traps for the feathers. Come on. There's another one. Perfect. And now we just need the frostling snow. And there's a frostling just off screen. I saw him while I was getting the wolf fur. Perfecto. I think that is everything we need. There's the puzzle box. There's the melting pot. There's the alchemical alloy. Alright, we have a silver bullet. I'm gonna make up some mending poultices because we are about to go mess with a wolf. Oh, and back to the village.
By Abraham's beard, you're right. What I need is a silver bullet.
It'll take some cooking, but it can be done.
This is perfect! That wolf won't know what hit him. I'll meet you at the Darkwood and we'll put an end to his terror once and for all.
With bullet and blunderbuss in hand, the huntsman jogs off down the road toward the swamp. I sure hope he finds his bravery along the way, or it won't matter what kind of slugs he's slinging. The fastest way to the swamp will be this way. If I recall, the way to the Darkwood is up past that troll who isn't there. How terribly convenient. Hey there, friend. You find yourself looking down the gaping mouth of a gun muzzle.
Who's there? Show yourself!
Don't you point that thing at me.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. It's just so darn dark here. I can hardly see my own shadow.
Why do you think they call it the Darkwood? Keep your head on your shoulders, lad. We've got a big bad wolf to bring down.
Right. I'm totally not afraid of a vicious 7-foot-tall killer who makes his home in a forest as black as night.
You need to concentrate on the task at hand. We only have one silver bullet. And if the wolf catches even the slightest whiff of our plan, it's curtains for us.
Haha, no pressure. What exactly is the plan?
The wolf is waiting in his cabin. I'll sneak up and lure him to you with my puppet, just as I did before at the tavern. Meanwhile, you'll find a good hiding spot and ready your gun.
And this time I won't wimp out. I've got the silver bullet. So, do you know which way to the wolf's cabin? I can't really make out a path or anything.
Let me worry about that. You just get yourself ready. And remember, don't miss. Hey, owl. Something in this creature's eyes suggests it doesn't think much of you. That owl feels significant. You squeeze through the gaps in the trees and duck under claw-like branches, but you somehow manage to end up right where you started. Bah! I'll never make head nor tail of these pathways. Perhaps I should ask someone with a bird's eye view. A keen-eyed owl inspects you from its roost. Hoo hoo hoo! That was a terrible owl hoot. I feel ashamed. Please don't judge me too harshly. Well, hoo-hoo to you too. I wonder what it is you're trying to say. We need an avian lexicon. And that is the final recipe. We need the stuffed burb. So we need a pigeon beak. We need mimic toe. And we need 2 blue feathers. And then we're gonna need to make some more snap traps. We're out of twine. Well, let's make what we can. And we'll get imp eye nuts. We might be doing a little bit of running around, but that's okay. We need to go to the forest for the blue feathers anyway, and we can get twine and imp eye nuts there. And we're walking through the swamp, which is full of twine. We are going to need another skeleton key, though, which also needs imp eye nuts. No, we're headed to the forest anyway. Let's get some twine. Well, let's put out some snap traps for blue burbs. Just 1 feather. Ooh. 4 meats and a fat? That was a very good little burb. Okay. Mimic toes are in the village and the market. We're gonna need to go to the graveyard and the mountain. Let's do the mountain first. Alright, let's get some birds. There we are. Oh, we got a bunny first. I don't think I have the stuff to make another snap trap, though. Please give me 2 feathers. Looks like we need to go get some more imp eye nuts. That's on me. I should have been better prepared. Ooh, these logs gave imp eye nuts sometimes. Not that time, though. There we are. And a spare. Let's get 1 more for all the beans. Excellent. Let's make a snap trap. Let's make a wicker work, and then let's make a couple wicker work. Right. 1 snap trap, and then back up the mountain. Alright, I believe it was just down this way where there was a whole bunch of red birds. We want red birds, not bunnies. Alright, I see a bird. I don't see any rabbits. Come on. need pigeon beaks. Are we going to need more snap traps for pigeon beaks? I'm going to assume yes. We'll start in the graveyard because that will allow us to get the pigeon beaks and the mimic toe together. I think the skulls were up here. Excellent. Come here, you. Come and get me. Excellent. I think that was all we needed to make a skeleton key. Let's go bag us a mimic. And remember, we're doing all of this so we can talk to an owl. We're killing 6 birds and not feeding them to him. All so we can talk to an owl. Let's see, where is the nearest mimic? Oh, let's get the pigeons while we're next to a pigeon. Come on, pigeons. Look at all these multi-meat birds when we don't need meat. Oh, if I were a mimic, where would I be hiding? Wait, there's that cul-de-sac I always get stuck in. I love the laugh. It's so creepy. Okay, that is that. Let's go make an avian lexicon and get back to the wolf's place. You wave your linguistic scroll at the owl, magical quill at the ready. Well, speak up. Hoo hoo hoo. The quill scribbles across the parchment of its own accord, translating the owl's hoots into something more understandable. Walk warily, naive neighbor. Exploration seldom escapes notice. That's gotta be a riddle. That's gotta be a riddle. Alright. First letters only have 2 vowels and make a nonsense word. Listen. Not helpful. Wait. Directions. We need directions through the WWNN. West, west, north, north, east, south, east, north. I betcha. What does that even mean? I thought owls were supposed to be wise. Yeah, and it's keeping it up there like a clue. I betcha. So, west 1 screen. West 2 screens. North 1 screen. North 1 screen. East. South. East. That must be the wolf's cabin up ahead. He is expecting Little Red to come a knocking, so I'll need to use the puppet to lure him into the huntsman's ambush. Let's do the puppet. Is that a...
Is that a levitating lantern? You puppet the red-hooded doll to the door of the wolf's rickety cabin. An evil light glows from within, casting eerie shadows on the ground. You lift the puppet's head to peep through the window, spotting chewed bones and torn rags littering the floor, but no sign of the wolf. Suddenly, yellow eyes stab out of the shadows. There you are, my delectable little pork chop. I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me. Through the strings of the puppet, a chill runs down your spine as your animal instincts can't help but scream one thing. Run.
Oh! We have to run from the wolf!
Preferring to hunt under the cover of darkness, the wolf pauses to snuff out a glittering wisp. You'll need to use the wisps to your advantage if you hope to outrun the wolf. Alright, so run from wisp to wisp. Where's the next one? Oh good, they're all in a straight line, at least so far. Oh, okay. The wolf attempts to swallow the doll whole. Before he can snatch up the doll with his teeth, you yank its invisible strings, pulling the puppet out of his grasp and back to your hiding spot. Drat! I'll need to start over again. He's fast, but the wisp light might be enough to distract him. Alright, I missed a wisp. It wasn't up or straight, though, so I'm gonna try down next time. Yeah, I just ran the wrong way. Run, little dolly, run! You might make it this time! Oh, is there the hunter? Come on, hunter, do it! At your command, the puppet comes to a halt at the center of a moonlit clearing. The wolf bursts out of the shadows, gripped by ferocious rage. Ha 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 ha! There's no place left to hide, little piggy. You're mine now. All mine! Baring his fangs, the wolf pounces into the air with tremendous force. The sound of thunder roars loudly from across the clearing. Crows scatter into the night air, and the dark wood falls silent. Blinking in disbelief, the wolf staggers to a stop. He glances down at his chest where a crimson spot blossoms out onto his vest. The huntsman reveals himself from the bushes, holding his smoking weapon anxiously. You shot me. The beast crashes to the ground, exhaling his final breath. His glassy eyes transfix on the full moon high above. Hesitantly, the huntsman boggles at the wolf before a triumphant grin crosses his face. I did it! I actually did it! I defeated the wolf! Don't forget that you had some help, kid. This villain won't hunt any longer, and that's what really matters. As the huntsman strikes a courageous pose atop his trophy, something pearly white falls from the wolf's mouth. You pick up a glistening fang, broken by the wolf's fall. From deep inside the bloodied tooth, you can faintly hear the whimpering of a dog, the soul of the wolf. The souls of the stag, hawk, hogs, and wolf rattle inside your pack like angry insects. That's the last of these villains. Now it's time to put an end to this wretched business with the goat. Quest completed. This feels weirdly morbid, like frozen with magic into statues, shriveling up into inanimate objects. This, like, we shot him with a gun and we have his corpse, and that feels so much more dark somehow. There was a temptation to walk through the forest because that was the first gateway we uncovered. But either way, we would have had to portal home. This will be our last time to the shrine. It's almost over. The goat paws the floor with a cloven hoof.
You've returned. I was beginning to grow impatient.
I would have thought patience to be one of your strong suits. But don't fret, I have brought you the last of your souls.
Delicious, are they not? You know what to do.
The shrine awaits an offering, the golden feather. Shimmering sensations of the hawk wash over you, the nib of a quill scratching on parchment, coins clinking, the sharp snap of a closing padlock. Greasy grizzle. Your eyes water at the smell of the hogs, grunting swine and buzzing flies. A cleaver falls onto a wooden block. Blood, bone, meat. Royal crystal. A chill runs through your fingers as the stag sockets into the wall. Condescending laughter, schemes in the snow, pride, arrogance, hubris. Wolf fang. Your mind sinks into shadow in the presence of the wolf. Soft footfalls padding through dried leaves, hot breath, big eyes, sharp teeth. The collected souls vibrate with incandescent intensity. They seem to melt into their recesses, boiling away into tiny pinpricks of starlight. Soon nothing remains of them except 12 smoldering scorch marks on the stone wall.
Ah, well done. That's that. Our contract is fulfilled. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Hang on! What about your end of the deal? You said you'd return my memories to me.
Did I? Well, perhaps I misspoke. You never really had any to begin with, my dear.
What are you talking about? I just don't remember them. I woke up and
met me? Yes, that sounds about right for your very first memory.
What? But you told me that I brought this sleeping maiden to you, that I asked you to save her soul.
Oh, what I meant to say was that she came to me. She asked me to save her own soul. But it's so very easy to get confused. You, her. Really, what's the difference?
Dawning realization creeps over you like ice water.
Her life was cut short, whether by the wolf's fangs or the hog's cleaver, under the weight of a dozen other wrongs, I do not know. But in desperation she called out to me, so we struck a deal. I would save her soul in exchange for theirs, 1 for 12. But it's not like I could let her go and collect them herself. She needed to stay here, you see, as insurance.
So what then? You created me, is that it? To collect those souls on her behalf?
Well, I should say that she created you. Snipped off a piece of herself to do it. It was all worked out in the contract, of course. And now that contract is fulfilled. Panned out nicely for everyone, I'd say. So if you, by which I mean she, ever need to get out of another bind, don't hesitate to give me a shout. Ta-ta for now.
The room fills with a flash of blinding light. You blink and the goat is gone, leaving only a goat-shaped hole in the world. Slowly, you turn to face the sleeping maiden. You feel sluggish and heavy. You take a strained step toward the gilded coffin. Your legs snap like dry twigs, and you crumple to the floor. The cauldron is the last to fall. It resounds with a hollow clang as it bounces off the ground. You slowly open your eyes and see the vaulted ceiling of the hall. You raise your hand to touch the clear crystal surface of the gilded casket. The glass lid slides open effortlessly, and you swing your legs to sit up. The marble floor is smooth and cold under your bare feet. You stoop down to pick up the familiar metal cauldron. Slowly, memories come back at its touch. Now, on the internet, there are mixed feelings about this ending. Thank you for playing Wytchwood. Thank you for making Wytchwood. I really love this game. A lot of people seem to be upset that this ending feels like a trick or a non-ending, but I really love it. In my headcanon, the cottage that we have been using as our base was given to us by the goat because it was abandoned by that retired witch who is currently in the swamp. And I think the maiden is probably going to put that cloak and that cauldron on and continue helping people in the forest in her community, because she never hesitated. Throughout this whole time, she grumbled about the goat, she grumbled about the contract, but she never grumbled about helping the people around her in need. She was pleased that it was convenient, that it also helped her own goals, but she agreed to help the old woman with her husband before she knew the leech was involved. Ditto for the Miller's family, ditto for the vegetal farmer, and I think she's just going to continue doing the same. And I love this story, I love this game. I really encourage you to get it and play for yourself, because wandering through these environments and looking at all the details is so much fun. Thank you so much for sharing this journey with me, and this is not the end of Cozy Games. Join me in 2 weeks for the beginning of Chicory, A Colorful Tale, which explores themes of expectation and guilt and depression, and tells a beautiful story where you literally get to color the world around you. It's going to be so much fun, but it is going to be a very different animal from Wytchwood. And as always, I have been Edith Ivy, and this has been Wytchwood. And if you have enjoyed this content, please leave a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe and ring that notification bell. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. I hope you have a happy time zone wherever in the world you are, and I will see you next time.